Also, because that run was going nowhere and it's over now, we'll do Tainted Apollyon, and we'll go Dark Path. Dark Path, Tainted Apollyon. Curse of Darkness doesn't bother me. I do need to keep my eyes open though, if I want to kill enemies. I feel like Tainted Apollyon has the potential to be super weak if you just... Luckfoot's really good. If you're not careful with him. I also want to try out Tainted Keeper. Because I know what he does. Unlike with most other characters in the game who have the Tainted variants. I actually know what he does. If I can get 2 more pennies, I'll happily take that pill, since Luckfoot facilitates my pill eating habit in Isaac, so... Not in real life, of course. I think it doesn't identify them, but it makes any pill that might have been bad into a good pill. Or maybe it's just like it changes all pills from being bad to either being good or neutral. Maybe? So it's like Luckfoot would combine well with bad PhD. We fought Mega Satan already, actually, so we can rest easy on Angel Deals. Although they're pretty good still, so whether or not we want to rest easy on Angel Deals is another question. Please. Please. And I'm going to go back and open up that stone chest. Because even though we're pressed for time slightly, because we do want to fight. Wow, the one time I actually don't want a damage upgrade, and I want 1 single coin, and it just bones me. I could have turned into a fly, but I feel like a damage up is still pretty good, even if it's not a single penny. We could probably bank on getting another penny, right? Right? Right, game? Although, maybe I shouldn't be so eager to get a pill. It's just a pill. Blighted Ovum, you don't scare me much. Maybe. Maybe I should be scared of Blighted Ovum. I feel like his creep on the ground lasts so long that it's scary. Okay, that is the item I thought it was. Thank God. Oh, I just remembered. I actually have something weird, like a really weird coincidence to talk about. So, the other day on stream, I talked about how I had never seen... Oh, God. I'd never seen a blind person. And how I didn't think it was that weird to have never seen a blind person, right? Like, where would you ever see one? If you didn't know one already. Like, there's no blind people get... Like, yeah, I think this was on, like, Tuesday, when I was streaming the other day. I mentioned how I'd never seen a blind person before. And then yesterday, while I was walking home from college... Yeah, the other day is, like, a couple days. And then yesterday, while I was walking home from college, I saw a blind person. Like, it was literally, like, the day after I streamed. Also, the virus gave us a green fly instead of a red fly. Like, I didn't even realize at first. I was like, oh, that person has a dog with them. And then they were in the shop I was in, and they were just... And they couldn't see. And I was amazed. I was like, what are the chances that immediately after talking about never having seen a blind person before, I then immediately see the first blind person I've ever seen in my life? Like, such an odd coincidence. It's like the universe heard me and created that blind old man to facilitate my curiosity. I want to know why he's green. Oh, does this fly give contact damage, like poison? That's crazy if that's true. God, this room. I had so much time in that room. Like, yeah, like the universe was like, he's never seen a blind man before. Let's change that one. Like, It's just such a weird coincidence that I had never seen a blind person before, and then immediately after talking about it, there is one. Fuck. Why did it have to be 3 girdlings? Why couldn't it just have been 2? And why didn't my dummy move even a step? Well, there's my angel deal, or devil deal gone for this one. The government, like, he's also, yeah, they're like, he's gonna realize that blind people aren't real, and then he's gonna imagine. You never know what you might find. That's a terrible item. I should have sucked it up. So the virus, like the green fly I sucked up from the virus doesn't seem to be doing anything. Like, it's just green. I thought it was doing poison damage, but nope. Just green. Now I just need to, like, I was gonna say I need to encounter a deaf person, but I actually have met a deaf person before. Damn. The government conspiracy trifecta of blind people, people in wheelchairs, and deaf people. Because I have also never seen a person in a wheelchair. Maybe these are the downside of not leaving your house, is that you don't ever see people who have specific conditions. You never know. The other of course possibility is that they really just don't exist. I don't know, like I just mostly on the bus. Do people with wheelchairs frequent buses? I feel like, not that they don't have anywhere to go, but I don't know. I feel like in my head, I feel like it makes more sense to have someone drive you somewhere than take a bus if you're in a wheelchair. Maybe that's a weird take. Also, kill this guy, hopefully get a deal, ignore it, and then use the joke card in the next deal. That's the plan. Oh, my fly did give poison. Maybe it's just a chance instead of guaranteed. Yeah, ignore it. We don't care about anything else. We go. Okay, like when you've seen them, they've been on a bus. Gotcha. Prayer card. It's whatever. As in the 2B lives in the wheelchair I've seen in the one at the high school. But a higher percentage of them you've seen on a bus. Interesting. I'm gonna use prayer card if I lose it in a while. Just thinking if I'm forgetting and I have seen someone in a wheelchair, but I don't think I have. I've seen people in like mobility scooters in like shops and stuff, but that doesn't count, right? Because you don't have to be in a wheelchair to use one. I've also, like, obviously I've been on buses and I've seen that they have like wheelchair accessible like seats, but I've never seen anybody in them in a wheelchair, so maybe there's just not that many people in wheelchairs in the place I live. Which would be a weird statistic, but not impossible, I suppose. I'm sort of rethinking my thoughts on whether or not the dummy is good. Speaking of wheelchairs, oh, you've got a wheelchair story for me. Hit me with it. Always down for a wheelchair story, I was going to say. That's a weird thing to say. Stop it, just die. Chat in the corner. Maybe not impossible, they can't walk because he's the bus model walk. Yeah, but like, I feel like typically people who are in wheelchairs, they have like, not carers, but they have like access to people who can take them places. Anyway, yeah, go on. Hit me with your story. close. Who's that? This run is in a really bad spot. So reports about some people are trying to spread wheelchair accessible benches. I saw that too. I actually think this might sound weird. I actually think that yeah, I saw that with the benches with the hole in the middle. I actually think that that's like an anti-homeless people sleeping on a bench thing rather than a wheelchair thing. Like, yeah, it really is like just anti-homeless architecture. Like, it makes no sense. Like, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know, it sounds dumb to say it, but a person in a wheelchair doesn't need a seat. They are in a seat. Like, like, in that capacity, at least, you know. I'm not saying that people in wheelchairs can't sit in chairs, but like, in regards to things like that, they don't really need that spot. And not to say that I'd rather... Where am I getting... Oh, it's from... Like, it's so odd. It's like when, I think it was in, like, New York City, in the underground. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not a seat. It's just, like, a space. Like, I think they did something in... I want to say it was New York City, where they had benches in the subway, and they took them out. And they were like... And people asked them, like, oh, why did you take them out? And they were like, oh, it was to prevent homeless people sleeping on them. And they were like... And the response was just like, you know, that's not a good thing, right? Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't understand why people think that's a good thing. You know, like, oh, I should use prayer card. Why the governments think it's a good thing to be like, let's prevent homeless people from sleeping on these. It's like, it's not like they're actually solving a problem. They're just making the people who are already part of a problem, like, that they are facing, in a worse place. Like, it makes no sense. It's very weird. Like, people who are already homeless, they aren't dealing with the problem of homelessness. They're dealing with the problem of homeless people sitting on benches. Or sleeping on benches. I have not seen South Park. In general, I feel like South Park is, like, since it's mostly just shock humor, it doesn't appeal to me too much. I've seen, like, bits and pieces, though. I'm assuming they have I think in my head, South Park is sort of similar to The Simpsons in regards to, like, there's so many episodes that they're bound to have, like, some predictions that are right or, like, some really spot-on commentary. So, like, they probably got things. Oh, yeah, I should play those games. I heard that they're really good, like, even though they're, like, jokey and they're South Park based. I heard that the Stick of Truth games are actually, like, really quite good RPGs. Which is funny. Of course it's given to by a mayor. That's, who else would be doling out anti-homeless orders? If not someone in a position of power in a city. We want the sacks. Because we have very few resources. But we don't want to waste our deal. Chemical Peel I probably should have sucked up, because I don't think it's very good. Wow, I didn't get it. Yeah, I've heard that they're really good. I definitely should at some point. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they're too long either, so it's not like I would... Like, they're RPGs, so they're longer than average, but, like, I don't think that they're, like, massively long, like Final Fantasy game or anything. Like, not at that level. Yeah, I don't know either. I assume that you can stream it, right? Like, in my head, it's, like, odd if you can't stream a video game. Like outside of, like, obviously TOS things like porn games and shit like that. But, like, a game that's, like, an officially licensed South Park video game, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to stream it. I mean, they allow you to like stream like GTA and stuff, and that game has like strip clubs. At this like South Park, the game just has like crude humor, I assume. So I assume it's fine. If not, then they're just they're being prudes about it. Oh, the Advocate. I could see myself getting hit by you a lot. Are you the Advocate? I never remember. I never remember which one's the Advocate and which one's the other one. I knew it was coming. Fuck. I am really in a dire strait with my equipment. I am very, very weak and very frail. And we are permanently cursed with being able to not see where we're going. I didn't even see the attack that hit me there. Life is pain with no real life luck. And no will to live either. I watched this show yesterday. I watched it all the way through yesterday. It's called like Jupiter's Legacy, I think. Or like Ascension? Jupiter's Ascension? I don't know. It's like a show about superheroes. Or it's a show about like superheroes who are really old, like they became superheroes in like the 1930s, and now their kids are superheroes, and the world's full of superheroes. And the whole time, it's like 8 episodes, hour long each. I don't think a single thing happens in the show. Like, I feel like there is no plot, like, pretty much at all. Like, something happens in the first episode, and they're like, oh, we gotta solve this. And then it doesn't even get, like, touched on until the last episode, and nothing happens in between. It's, like, the show wasn't bad, it's just that nothing goes on in it. And I feel like it's especially weird because it's almost like it tries to be like The Boys or like Invincible on a more recent example. And because because Invincible came out like 2 weeks ago or something, it's like it's so weird because it's so much worse. Oh, I should have saved that Vert pill for when I find a better pill. Oh well. And maybe it's just because like Invincible has like an unbelievably star-studded cast. I feel like it's very odd that there's basically nobody in that entire show who has like a significant amount of big roles in other things. And not that that necessarily means that it's bad for those reasons, but like it's still not a great show. It's very odd. I was thinking maybe I should have held on to the prayer card's Eternal Heart, because then I could tank a hit and it wouldn't reduce my deal chance, but even then, I don't think it matters. Invincible, the other show, like, Invincible has like a crazy star-studded cast, but Jupiter's, whatever it's called, has like nobody in it who has been in anything. And it's very weird to be like, oh, like, I guess sometimes it's fine because in a show, if the show is good enough, it's like, wow, these actors are really good despite being, like, having no acting, like nothing special about them. Well, not nothing special about them, like nothing notable about their history in acting. But like, there's just nothing. Like, they're not amazing actors. They're not terrible, but like, it was the okayest TV show I've ever seen. It was like, it was non-offensive, and there were no good moments. Like, I'm thinking in my head, if there is a single scene, yeah, it's like nothing. I don't think there was a single scene in the show which was like good, but there wasn't any scene that I was like, wow, this is really bad either. Like, it was just like nothing. Actually, there's one character who I thought was really good, and he he has no superpowers, but he has like this like rod which he can like tell it to do things, like teleport him, and it'll do it. Like he says, take me to that van over there, and it'll teleport into it. And which sounds kind of lame, but like he's pretty cool. And like there's a scene where like he's basically the whole time he's like pretending to be like really inept and like really dumb or bad at committing crimes because he's a criminal. But then I'm just gonna take it because nothing else is happening in this run. But then he's like getting threatened, and they take his rod from him, and he's just like immediately like breaks his character and is like a scary criminal dude. Like the dude who sent him on some job that he fucked up, like he just kills him in an instant using his rod. It's like crazy. Also, I took an I Can See Forever fill, but I do not care to go and look at the secret rooms. Like that is the only scene in the show which I would say is good. The rest of it's just nothing, which is a shame because it's 8 hours of, well, it's like 8 hour-long episodes. So it took up all day yesterday to watch the whole thing. And I was in a bad mood yesterday because I was like, I fucking wasted the whole day watching this shitty show. I feel like if a show is non-offensive the whole way through, it's bad, right? Like, because it's just a waste of time. Like, whether I had watched it or didn't watch it, nothing changed. Which is a darn shame. Maybe. I mean, I think that in the the comic it's based on, I think it's like really short. Like maybe it's like 5 issues or something like that. And there's like one big thing that happens in the comic, and they don't even like, it doesn't even happen in the show. It's like, why did they even bother? It's just like literally all day yesterday I was in a bad mood because I was like, I fucking wasted my whole day watching this dog shit show. Which was a shame as well, because yesterday was my brother's girlfriend's birthday, so we were doing things for that, but I was like just grumpy because I was like, fuck, I had to watch that stupid fucking show. Literally, like a channel I subscribed to on YouTube, they made like a half an hour long video about it. That's crazy. Like, I mean, the CGI and stuff was like good. There wasn't anything wrong with that. Like in terms of production, I guess you can tell, right, that it's like a high production value show, but it's just bad. Like, it also has, you know how in old cartoons and old superhero properties like comics and stuff, the superheroes just sort of had whatever powers, like, to overcome the situation. Like maybe they had telekinesis, or maybe they could control the weather or time travel or anything, right? Like they just had whatever they needed. It's sort of like that style, but the downside of that style is that every single fight is just punch, 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 punch. It's like, there are literally scenes where a person moves at like super speed and they dash forwards, and then they just stop in front of the bad guy and they punch them. It's all like, and like every single fight is like that. Or there'll be a character who can shoot beams, and so they just shoot a beam. Like, they don't do anything creative with it or anything special with it. It's just punch or beam. It's like they have superpowers and they look good. It's a live action anime, kinda, yeah, but like I feel like anime gets away with any of that weird shit because it's not real people. That's actually a really good way of viewing it, or thinking about it even. It really is like a live action anime. It's like a live action bad anime, because like it has like all the downsides that anime has, but because it's real life, they shine more. Yeah, that's a reasonable rating for it at 27%. It's like, it's because it really isn't bad. Like, nothing bad happens in it, but it's just it's not good. Like, it's hard to like talk shit about it in the sense that it's like it does anything wrong, because everything it does is fine, but it just doesn't do anything. It has like a split storyline aspect of it as well, where like it takes place like half of it in the past and half of it in the present, with the half in the past being like I don't think it deserves that bad of a rap, nominating it for a worst picture award, but like even still, it's like a non-offensive nothing. So I feel like if I were to, I would never want to watch it again, but like if I were to watch it again, it's the kind of movie you watch and like point and laugh, you know. Also, like where they got their powers from, it's like the main character, what's his name? The Utopian, his superpower name or superhero name, and everyone like follows him to this island that he's been dreaming about. God, I mean, yeah, it's not good, but I don't think it warrants such vitriol from reviewers. Like that seems overly harsh, I think, to nominate it for a bunch of like worst awards. Seems I should have avoided that. God damn it. Seems mean. Also, I'm gonna fight the angel and then turn his key into into a fly. I don't know if my reflection was a good idea or not. What's the character the actor plays? Because unfortunately, for some reason, I still remember the characters' names, like, for the most part at least. So, and I none of them were bad actors. I don't think. I actually think that the worst actor was maybe the main like superhero dude. What's his name? The Utopian, but he's even still, he's not bad. Oh god, an invisible enemy. But the fact that someone won the award for worst actor, Balaam Abrax, is that the name of his character? Is that the name of his of him, like the person who plays him? Because that name does not sound familiar, and that is a crazy name. Who the hell is that? Balaam. Wait, are we thinking of the same film? Hang on. Oh, you're talking about Jupiter Ascending. I'm talking about Jupiter's Legacy. That guy's played by like Eddie Redmayne or something, isn't he? There's so many. There's apparently a bunch of Jupiter related shows and films and whatnot. I mean, I think they're both pretty awful, aren't they? I think that Jupiter's Ascending, the film about space, I assume, is like considered to be terrible, but the show I'm talking about is just like meh. I don't know if I've seen Jupiter's Ascending, thinking about it now. I mean, not that I would want to have seen it, but I don't think I have. Man, the soul really not coming in too clutch. We have a lot of health sitting around. Play a sacrifice room. I have no reason not to. Specifically for that reason. We could fight Hush, but I think we'll just die on the Hush instead of getting anywhere. So we might as well not fight the Hush. That was quicker than I was expecting. I don't know why I thought we were not on the Mom's Heart fight. Also, holy shit, we are so weak. I don't know why in my head that Jupiter's Ascending film, the space one, I'm associating it with this, I don't know. I feel like we have to take the Mitre, but I really want to take the other one. I really don't want to take the Mitre. I want to take the Angel just for protection, and I'm going to take it for the protection. I'm going to kill the Angel for a fly. And I want to get hit as little as possible, so I'm going to be extra careful. And we're going down. We want to fight Satan and then the Lamb. I don't know why. I feel like this run actually isn't that bad. I'm overplaying how bad it is in my head because I want it to be good. Like, it's not a good run, but it's definitely not awful. There we go. I think they would have stayed, but I'm glad I did the room. I'm just going to attribute doing the sacrifice room to getting that that angel deal with the feel blessed sort of thing. Look at the famine. Yeah, we'll go fly. Jesus, they absolutely gunned it over here. Okay, that's enough. That's enough out of you, you weird mouthy melee weirdos. And also we're bombing all the fires because we need the health. I guess in my head I sort of associate a weak run with having really low tiers, and we have like no tiers to speak of. That's probably why I'm sad on this run. Low energy Sag. I think our speed's good enough that we would want Lard if he drops it. Actually, equals 3 is, or not equals 3, less than 3 is good too. Although it pains me in my soul that wasn't the way to the boss fight. I still can't figure out if the what do you call it, the virus fly that we sucked up, the green fly, if it does anything different. Because I sometimes feel like I see things getting poisoned, but I really can't say for certain. Like, they explode into green, that's for sure, but I don't know if they're taking poison damage. That seems odd, by the way, thinking about that Jupiter Ascending character who's got worst supporting actor. He's played by Eddie Redmayne, and Eddie Redmayne's a good actor, as far as I'm aware. He played, like, obviously he played that character in the Harry Potter spin-offs, and he played Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything. I think he did. Don't think I'm imagining that. Unfortunately, I think that sacrifice rooms reset their progress. I don't think I've ever faced this enemy before. They reset their progress when you go to the next floor, so nothing to be gained from out of that. I think there's enough health on the floor for it. Use the devil card for maximum irony. Now we don't really have to focus. I feel like Satan is, because he's a classic boss, it's like a boss I've fought a lot. So I feel like I don't necessarily need to think as hard in fighting him as I do other bosses, but still want to focus so I don't get it. Since, you know, I need all the help I can get with how dog shit I'm playing. Oh, it's gonna be hard to predict his hooves with the dummy out, isn't it? Because he's gonna stomp him 50% of the time. Crikey. Oh, they added contact damage to his hoof as well. They added contact damage to Mom's foot, but they also damaged it to that. Nice. Okay. That's Satan done. We just need to do the lamb and we'll actually get something out of this run. Also, we're going apparently full red hard action. So we don't want to fight Delirium, at least not yet. And we've done Mega Satan, right? Yeah. Mega Satan is done and dusted. They're just terrible. The only one I would even maybe consider taking is a Thame, and that item is awful. Oh, I could not suck them up because they don't count. Damn it. Since I could suck them up with Abyss, but that doesn't work. I don't think it works, actually. I have no evidence. Only want me to find out. Fuck. It didn't work. I'm hoping to save my Yara rune for if I find a chest I can double it. And maybe get 2 okay items. Or 2 great items. I'm not fussy. I do want to get an item though. I think that most of the items in there are just useless, right? Duality, we're not getting any more deals. The Cambion Conception as well as Brother Bobby are both awful. Are there 2 of you in this room? Alternate question. Are there 3 of you in this room? No, just 2. Okay. 2 I can manage. 3 I can maybe just die in. If you'll stop long enough for me to kill you, that would be awesome. Lovely. I was thinking I might stream Apex, because I've been really wanting to play that game a bit more. Because I used to play it a lot, but I have not played it much in a couple of years at this point. So I was thinking of playing that, streaming it, because why not? I'm just being reckless. I need to be more careful. Before I end up getting myself killed. Please. Yeah, Apex has been out for a while. At least a couple of years. I want to say it came out in like 2017. It's been a while. Yeah, time flies, eh? Focus time though, because we're up against the lamb. I'd be lying if I said I had full confidence in fighting the lamb, unlike with Satan. I feel like even if it opens, I don't want to face. I do not want to face Delirium because I feel like it'll just be demoralizing. Because there's no way I'll beat him. Oh. Punching bag, dummy, whatever it's called. Pulling its weight right there. And there. Secondary homing shot. It's like target is pretty nice. Although it's bringing that into question a little bit there. Please die. I do not want to die. Please. Please. Holy shit. And the portal didn't open, which is fine by me. That run made me want to die in real life. That run sucked. but we made it through. Who was that? That was Tainted Polyon. So in Light Path, Dark Path, Mega Satan. We've already done Delirium as Polyon? God damn. Didn't even need to worry about it.